Now let's welcome in. We got Adam Caplan.
Yep,
we do. All right, let's welcome in Adam Caplan, of course, Fox Sports Radio NFL Insider. What's up, Adam? Say hi to Kelvin. How are you?
Guys, good to be with you. Hope
What's
you're
up,
doing
Adam?
well.
Doing good.
Doing good. Always great to have you. Let's start with the Baltimore Ravens, who Kelvin and I think they're the best team in the NFL. I think they could easily be 4-0. I know they lost to the Raiders, giving up 13 points in the fourth quarter. I know the big toe game against the Chiefs. But, man, Derrick Henry looks great. I love what this team looks like.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was with the Ravens in training camp, and I remember talking to someone on their coaching staff telling me, because I said, how's it working with the quarterback and Henry? And he goes, take a look at yourself, man. He goes, look at our defense react. Now, the first two games, because I go, yeah, wow, it definitely looks good. So the first two games are still trying to figure it out. The timing was off between Jackson and Henry getting the running game going, and now defenses are, again, it's now they're reacting. Now they're not going the right way, and this is what you want. You want the defense to react to RPOs, zone reads, and alike, and it's working really well. So I'm not surprised. I expect this to happen. Look, their defense, we have to understand. Mike McDonald, they're great defense coordinators now. They're with the Seahawks. You've got Zach Orr, who's the second youngest defense coordinator in the NFL at 32 years old, calling plays for the first time. It's going to take him some time, but they've played better lately. I like the way they closed that game this past week here. The Dallas game was very impressive, and in the game yesterday, look, it's look, Buffalo got off to a great start.
Yeah,
we know Baltimore typically has got a great home field. And I could tell you the Titans, talking to them privately, they kind of thought Henry had lost a step. Well, you'd be hard pressed to find that he's lost a step. He looks darn good. Now they're going to eventually have to have a passing game. You're not going to blow teams out like this. Eventually they're going to have that, but the bottom line is no one's stopping the running game right now.
No.
I don't know. You say eventually you have to have a passing game, and I say, yeah, you have to make the plays.
You have to mix it up.
But I tell you what, to me, this formula with this defense and the just threat of, I said earlier, Adam, if it's 3rd and 3, you have no idea what the Ravens are going to
do. Yeah, exactly.
It's paralyzing.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Just to finish this off, that's what they were hoping would happen. Again, the first two games it was not happening. Now they're getting that reaction, so they're getting up so big so early. Yeah, they don't have to throw. I'll be interested to see later in the season as the schedule gets harder. Or look, depending on who they're playing and if they get behind, what happens when they get behind? Because right now, they're getting so far ahead. This is what they thought would happen.
I want to ask you about the Detroit Lions, and that has nothing to do with that's my favorite team, hometown team here. Nothing to do with that. I don't know.
He's a homer.
Listen, but I'm watching them, and it looks as if they're getting ready to score again. They're at the 1-yard line of the Seahawks, and if they do score, it'll be 21-7 most likely. They look good. They look like they're getting their legs under them, getting back to where they should be. Let's just assume they win this game. It's a lot of game left, but they go 3-1. Offense is looking good. Defense is maybe better than expected. And it was probably a good loss. The Bucs look like they may be a real team. What are we thinking of the Lions kind of flying under the radar right now, a team that has the aspirations of getting back to the NFC Championship game, and then maybe get to the Super Bowl where they were a few plays away from getting there?
Well, first of all, in that division, no one. It was kind of like Houston last year and the Jaguars 2 years ago in 22. The Vikings are just shocking. Sam Darnold's never been a good quarterback. He's a guy who would always make mistakes, press, and he's been basically a journeyman quarterback, a young journeyman quarterback at 27 years old, and they've shocked me, no question. I expect the Lions to win that division. I expect Sam Darnold to come down to earth at some point, and by the way, Detroit just scored
again. Just scored, yep.
So, look, eventually Sam Darnold is it's going to be as bad as he used to be? No. I think Kevin O'Connell's kind of like the quarterback whisperer. But, by the way, in Week 7's the first matchup for the Vikings and Lions. That game will be in Minnesota in Week 7. So I look forward to seeing that. And, look, the Vikings schedule is going to get harder. They're going to host the Jets. They're kind of a tough loss of a good defense, and they got to play the Lions. So I can't imagine they're going to keep this up. But Brian Flores, by the way, he is the best defensive mind in the National Football League. He's running his own version of Bill Belichick's defense. It's unbelievable what he's doing.
Yeah.
Nobody could figure it out, folks. Absolutely no one could figure it out. I give the Packers credit. They were getting smoked, and they fought to bring back, but it's going to be hard.
No doubt. Let's go with the Cowboys, and where are they? I mean, they can't run the ball.
Yeah,
they can't stop the run. I mean, they had a terrible offseason. We know that with making moves and whatnot. They waited forever to sign people, cost them way more money, and limited their cap space to do other things. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, look, first of all, it's really embarrassing that they went with what they have at running back. Ezekiel Elliott's a backup at this point in his career. Rico Dowdle's not a bad backup. He's not a lead back. That was a mistake. And by the way, they could have found a back for $2 or $3 million. By the cap, you could just structure it a certain way where you could put in dummy years and spread the cap hit. That's just bad. That's just bad managing. Their defense has been very disappointing under Mike Zimmer. Kind of surprised by that. You know, I know talking to one of their coaches, they're expecting the run defense to be pretty good, comparatively where it collapsed last season and it has not been good. So that's concerning. That the NFC East, which I've called for years the NFC least, it's kind of it's not very good. Washington's been a great story, winning 3 in a row after getting blown out against the Bucs in Week 1. I expect them to come down to earth. They've had a very good schedule. It's that division's up for grabs. Philly's kind of the favorite, but man, what an embarrassing loss they had against the Bucs yesterday.
You know, we've been talking about, Adam, you kind of have to go through the big conversations, and that is Pat Mahomes. The numbers are not numbering.
The numbers are fugly.
They're very they're very fugly. And I mean, we were talking about 9 games, 12 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I said not even the numbers, Adam. You watch these games. He's missing passes. He never misses. He's overthrowing guys. Guys are right there 8 yards away. He's just like he's throwing it at their knees. It's like, what's going on? What is going on?
Yeah, look, it's I think you got to start with Mahomes first of all. Rashee Rice, by the way, obviously has got a very bad knee injury, right?
Yes.
It really started in training camp where they made a decision. Most people don't know this, but they made a decision to change Rice's role. You know, he was their primary slot receiver. Well, they changed it. They were moving him around. He's playing inside and outside, and when you have him being your short area to intermediate receiver, that takes away Travis Kelce. It really has. Now, the problem is now without Rice, they're going to have – obviously, Kelsey's going to lead them. Now, they're going to have to find somebody else. Sky Moore, their former second-round pick from 2 years ago, it hasn't worked out. He's been a disaster. He had a very bad drop yesterday. Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm told, he's had this bad knee for years. He can't really run anymore. Noah Gray's a pretty good backup 10. He's pretty athletic. You saw Worthy, who did great in Week 1. He had a great touchdown yesterday. He's kind of raw. He needs further development. He's gonna have to get more involved. But this worries me. I give their defense credit. Their defense is phenomenal under Steve Spagnuolo. But I'm concerned, folks. I don't know how much longer they could keep it up with this low-octane passing game.